And this might sound cheesy, but I feel like God has put on my heart that I have a voice and I have to use it. And I need to, and I make sure I fact checked. I'm not right all the time. I know I don't know everything, but I'm eager to learn, and I'm always going to challenge the norm of what they're pushing because I don't trust it.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie, and these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
I'm at Shane Earn, baby.
Hell
Bash
yeah.
Brothers.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
And remember, new episodes dropping every Tuesday and Friday. Check them out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode.
Three kids.
3 kids.
Wow, good for you.
Are we starting?
Are we
5
on?
minutes ago.
When?
Okay.
Right now?
Okay. Yeah, I got 3 kids, 6 and 7
Wow.
boys. So I had 2 under 2. And then I have a 1-year-old daughter, just turned 1.
Wow, so you're just a full plate right now.
Yeah, it's intense. And now we're like rolling the dice if we want to go for a 4th. We're
Really?
50-50.
Boom, pregnant.
Some days boom,
Boom,
pregnant. Yep.
Dude, I have to say, before we even dive into this, this is where, we always talk about pros and cons to social media, and you can obviously navigate that if you use it properly for the good as opposed to the bad. And a good is I started following Kristen, so I've been a fan of hers for a hot minute. So I was really excited that we finally have you in the studio, and then got to meet her actually in person for the first time with you two guys. But you obviously didn't know we were at the Aspire,
yeah.
thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that's when I met her for in person.
I actually remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have to say I was so nervous to come up and talk to you because I saw that you followed me, and I was like geeking out to my husband, and I saw you there. And you're like rolling with these big ass dudes, obviously very strong and muscular, couldn't miss them. And I was like, oh, and I get kind of nervous like when I see certain people, and usually I'm not, but with you, I was like, you were just so strikingly beautiful, and I was so impressed with you and what you're doing with the Hopeaholics. And he's like, you gonna go say hi? You gonna go say hi? Do you need me to do it?
Was
I was
your
like,
husband saying that to you?
my husband was.
Oh, that's cool.
He was like gassing me
That's
up, and I was like,
cool.
okay, I'm gonna go say hi.
Oh my god.
And I went up and
That's
said
so
hi,
nice.
and now we're here.
Yeah.
So I'm happy I did. I'm happy I didn't,
You know,
So that was a
it's-
positive to
you know what,
social
it's
media.
Yeah.
It's just so
It's-
sweet that she got excited.
I know. I
and-
think that's so.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so
Oh,
cute.
you know what I mean? That says a lot.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, for you,
for you.
honestly, because I think you're doing.
No, because you're doing God's work here.
You are.
You're doing something special, and people are looking up to that.
Whoa,
That's awesome.
Shane with a compliment. Thank you, thank you, sir. No, but
It's
I'm
the last
so-
one you'll get for the
I'm
month.
back. I'm back.
It's your
I don't know.
He
what
blacked out for a
happened.
second.
Oh,
What happened?
it was her smile that did it to me. I'm sorry. Okay.
But no, I that's what's awesome about social media is
Yeah.
because I started following you, and then I love your page. I love your content, showing like your family, the little things of the boom pregnant.
Yep, that's
little
like my hashtag. I do boom pregnant, which is, it started off as like my husband, and is just very, in my opinion, great to look at. And so I'd be like, wow,
He played in the NFL.
he played in the
so you all know.
NFL.
To check him.
Good looking.
Yeah,
good
Tyler
looking
Gaffney.
cat.
I'll show you a picture. I got a few. But I would just be like, wow, I just got pregnant. But then it turned into something bigger where the message was like, it's just to uplift men. I think right now is a really hard time to be a man. You say one thing and you're fucking toxic.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a boy mom. I need to look out for the future of my boys who are young men. So it turned into something bigger than just like, a hot dad. It turned into like bringing the groceries in, changing your kids' diapers, something that's like sexy to be as a man, and a way to uplift men and compliment them in a way that I think more than ever they need to be seen and complimented.
No, for sure. And I think it's a super empowered. Like there's a reason there's a dynamic of a male and a female,
Mhm.
and I'm very much where to the outside world, and like, yes, I'm more of an alpha female or a masculine-ish female. However, I need a strong man in my life or else I'm running shit to the ground.
Yeah.
Like I need to be directed.
Yes.
And I look to my husband as that, where it's like, that's not bad.
That's not
It's like-
bad.
It's
No.
It's called
partner-
support.
Yeah,
It's called a healthy marriage.
totally.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it says in the Bible.
There is man and woman.
Yes.
Like God made, I think that we're
100%.
on the same page.
100%.
God made man and woman.
Yes.
And I think people forget, like, we're not the same. That's okay.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be the same. That's not how we were made. Like, we have strengths as women and we have
Totally.
weaknesses, and they
Yes.
have their strengths and their own weaknesses, and we complement each other.
For
sure.
And it's okay to be
How
different.
refreshing is this?
No, that's why do you think I started following her? Because I'm like,
I just started
hallelujah.
following her too.
Thanks.
I mean, for me, like I hear you, Shane. Refreshing. I just think this is just like the way that it is. And you know, there is the media has taken it truly to the extreme, and I don't even buy that 90% of the bullshit that we see on social media and in the news is even the reality of what is really thought by most people.
That's true. I have moments of weakness where I get anxious and I dig into the media and what it's telling me, and I get upset. And my husband will do the same thing. He goes, look around. Is it really like that? Look at who we hang out with. Are they really in the streets yelling at a man?
Yeah.
Like, that's not really happening. Sure, it's happening in certain places probably. But also the loudest ones aren't always the brightest.
No.
I mean, if you look at the Harrison Butker, I'm sure you guys saw his commencement speech. Did you guys see that?
No.
Oh, the
Yes,
NFL
I did.
kicker? Yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he said that we should, essentially the gist of it was, congratulations men and women on graduating. And he went into basically saying for women, should you take a career path? Amazing. Should you take the homemaker path? That is equally as amazing. And people just went ballistic. He's misogynistic,
Yeah.
which
It was
then of course he's
totally-
a racist and he's
Yeah.
anti-Semitic. It's like, what? He just praised his wife.
Totally. And that's the thing, is like he was showing so much love for his
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
his wife, and showing that bond and unity. And also
He got destroyed.
He got destroyed.
He
I'll
got
tell you what I
destroyed.
did. Like I saw the owner's kid, the girl. She had a tough time backing him up.
Really?
He was doing an interview, and they had to ask like 4 times, "Do you back up the kicker? Did you like what he said? Did you?" And she was like, "You know what I mean?"
Well, I will say they're all starting to come out. The coach, Andy Reid, just said that he stands by the kicker. The owner's wife also did a post, because she's essentially a quote. I mean, she's more than a housewife, but she is behind her husband's shadow, sure.
Yeah.
But she's a homemaker and a wife and a mother, and she was just basically saying that these are great skills, and these should not be undervalued. And I think that was his point, that being quote unquote just a mom or just a wife, like
No such thing.
there's no, it's a lot of work.
it's
And
hell of work.
it's a lot. I've got 3 kids, and it's the best fucking job in the world. And you're not going to tell me that it's less than just because I'm not a CEO or something. Like, and if you want to be a CEO, or if you want to be a CEO and a mom, you can do that too. Like, more than ever, there's opportunity in this world to
Yeah,
do that.
I
Go
agree.
by all fucking means.
Totally.
You
But
know?
being a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean that you're less than.
Yeah. And I see that issue all the time with stay-at-home moms. Like, they'll almost come to me and be like, oh, like when I had a job, and they'll bring up 15 years ago, and I'll be like, it's okay. Like, you don't need to justify yourself to me. You're doing God's work at home, mama. Like, it's all good.
Yeah.
You don't need to show up for me. Like, you're doing awesome things, you know?
Well, I don't think it gets emphasized enough where, okay, so if you and your husband or partner, whatever, made the decision where you're going to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of, like, you know, the kids and the house and all of the other things, what that's doing is allowing your husband then not to have to think and worry about that part. And then he is able to actually succeed and excel in his position at work.
And
Teamwork.
100%.
That's what it is.
Yes.
And I think, like, I read this book, and this is very cheesy of me. It was Steve Harvey. It was Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. But essentially, it was a playbook of understanding what it means to be a man. And I think so often, especially in today, women are on the defense and, you know, fuck men, this weird like narrative that the media pushes, when it's kind of like football. You got to understand the defense to have a good offense.
Yeah.
You need to understand men in order to like not fulfill yourself as a woman, but just understanding them, I think, is so helpful as a woman. And once I understood and listened to, you know, podcasts like Lewis Howes goes into this, is the pressure men have on their shoulders every day. We don't understand as women. And there are things they won't understand about us, sure. But the pressure men have every fucking day to protect, to provide.
Totally.
The pressure from society now, if you say the wrong fucking thing, especially in a world of social media where one sound clip can go wrong, or you're on camera, or someone's filming you. Like, there is so much fucking pressure. Like, maybe we should ease up on them a little bit.
I couldn't agree more. And it's one of those things where Jonathan and I talk about it all the time, because obviously we live in Texas and I'm out here a ton now, right? So when I'm out here, I'm constantly having to pay attention to things that when I'm with him, I'm not paying attention to. Like if I go and fill up my gas tank, I'm on full
Oh
alert.
yeah, you're like a Navy SEAL out there.
Totally.
Yeah.
And which
True.
because he has me like reading and listening to all these like
Yeah.
CIA books and things like that. When I'm with him, it's completely different. So it's like all of those pressures. I couldn't agree more. And and men have the weight of the world on their back to provide for their family.
Oh my gosh.
Women don't know what that really means,
No.
unless obviously they're unfortunate and then they're like because I don't want people to come from me. The
Yeah,
single
yeah,
moms,
right.
You know,
Yeah.
like, out there that are doing the most. But when you're in a partnership like
Yes.
that, the majority of the time, the man feels that huge
Oh
weight.
yeah, every day, and they mask it, and I'm sure you guys can
Of
speak to this,
course.
but they're not the most vulnerable people.
Yeah.
It's just expected. It's like shut up, figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
And just the smallest thing that's happened the other day, because we just bought a house, we're moving, we've got a lot of things coming
Yeah.
up, and I know I can sense, you can sense your
course.
partner's like tension,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I got you, like I see you, and I just told him this, I go, I know it's hard to be a man, so like anything you need, like I got you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Wow.
that. He went on a run. He came back. He goes, you have no idea how much just saying that meant to me.
Totally.
That
And if
is
we
so
can
cool.
just tell men and our partners, like, I see you, I got you, like, I'm patient with you, like, relationship, like, if you want some advice, that's going to take you a long fucking
it
way.
used to be like that though. Look at the olden days. Men and women were in better shape. We were healthier. Obesity wasn't really a thing. Divorce. We're at 50% divorce
Yeah.
rate now. The sadness, the loneliness out there. People used to be married for 40, 50
Yeah.
years.
Well, you
I
know
know.
what I
The
think.
father came home. He had
Yeah.
dinner.
He had respect.
He had respect
Yeah.
from his wife.
That's a big one.
She knew what he was doing all day, laying
So-
pipe
so-
at
Yeah.
the barn or doing whatever.
So and here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter whose fault it is, but like men pick a better partner.
I 100%
Like
agree with that.
men
Yes.
pick a better partner.
Yeah.
Yes.
I 1000% agree.
Yeah.
And women, because women will
Totally.
say, like, oh,
Yes.
there's so many fuck boys out
Totally.
there,
It's
this
like-
or that. Maybe you got bad taste, girl.
Yes.
Maybe you need to raise your standards. And actually, I'm a big believer of like peeling back the onions and going, back and back. Work on yourself.
100.
You're going to attract
Dude.
yourself. I
Yes.
always say, like with my husband, we're batting the same average. Like we put in and we get out what we put in. Like
Yes.
you need to put in the self-worth.
Yeah.
If you're a hot mess, you're going to attract a hot mess.
Yep.
Totally.
Like you said, like if you're not okay with the partner and she's not supportive, that's not your girl, that's not your woman, and vice
Sure.
versa for women and men. Like you have to put in the work and you have to have high standards. 100%.
I couldn't agree more in the sense like you cannot expect to you can't rely on another individual or something outside to fill whatever void is going on with yourself.
Yep.
Because you're going to constantly be disappointed and you're going to create chaos. You have to be fully like together yourself and know exactly confident with who you are to then attract something that like what are you bringing to the table? If you're just out of control and going 7 different directions, what do you think that is like you're not going to get what you technically thinking that you want?
No, because a real solid guy can see through no matter how beautiful a woman is, because like and it doesn't take that long. A month, you're like, oh no, I see all the unattractive qualities and like I had like when
Red flags.
yeah, red flags, and it's like when I finally got to a point in my life where I was okay with myself being alone, happy and independent, at that point was the only point that I was actually ready to find my mate. And I went on a lot of dates, and every single one of them, I was like, after the first date, I was like, no.
Well, in that sense, I always say like men are binary. It's a yes or a no.
black
Women
or
are
white.
like, they're black,
100
which is amazing.
It
I
is.
love that. It's like, will
Totally.
you fuck her, will you not?
Yep.
Will you date her, will
Yep.
you not?
Yep.
It's very binary. Women are like, well, if he changes this, or
I
I
can
can do
fix
that, I
him.
can fix
I can
him.
this-
Well, if he like his hair was a
Yeah.
little shorter and this eye was smaller, it's like, what? Like they're either good or they're not for you. Like
Yes.
that's it. And that's what it should be about.
And
Are they
that's-
making you better?
and-
That's my thing. It is whether it's a relationship
Yes.
or a friendship or work, it's like, are you adding value to my life?
100%. I always say it too, in the sense of you're picking somebody that you want to do life with, right? So that's a pretty big decision.
Life partner.
Let's go a bloody step further. My friend or my mentor told me when I was going out of town to different countries and I was hanging out with kind of a shady person, he said to me, he said, hey, what's this guy adding to your life? Even just to a friend, forget a mate.
Yeah.
You got to do it with your friends.
Yeah.
No,
Business,
with
friends,
everybody.
anyone in your
Everybody.
life.
So
Yeah.
it's you have to elevate the other individual and
Vice
be able
versa,
and
the
vice
same,
versa,
vice
because
versa. Yeah, 100%.
marriage is a partnership, and there's going to be trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
Life is not always easy, and there's going to be those like rocky moments. And so I always say a partner can make or break you. So for me, if I picked somebody that was not the way that Jonathan is, my life, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah.
I'd probably be in jail or running amok or dead or something crazy, because I can manipulate and try to get what I want like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I need somebody that is totally the opposite of me, but also allows me to be the person I am, you know, and see something and kind of like just
Let it flourish.
guide
You and let it flourish in the right way.
But then also allowing me to be like, I allow Jonathan to check my ass
Yeah.
because I need it.
Yeah, because people like you and I, and probably Shane, I don't know you, but like we will try to go, because in life puts roadblocks up, and they're like, and I think God puts the roadblocks up. He's like, this isn't the road.
Oh yeah.
And but people like her and I, for sure, we will fucking run that roadblock over.
Yeah.
You know, and my wife is like, I don't think that's the road I want you to go down.
Yep.
That's not, that one's not good.
Let's get back on this.
Let's go over here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I used to fight it a lot more.
Yeah.
But not so much anymore, because she's proven me wrong
A few times. Yeah.
And now
Well, the thing is, she's got your best interests at heart, and she has a clear
Exactly.
picture of what that is.
Yeah.
No one has your back better than your partner.
No.
Right.
Like what's in it
Which
for
is-
them?
which is huge.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is a
Yeah,
huge-
exactly.
There's nothing in it.
If you're better, they're better.
Exactly.
And that's
Yeah.
what she wants.
It's because we're on the same team.
Yeah.
Yes.
We want
exactly.
the same things.
Yeah.
And it's also, there's a big thing that we were kind of just all talking about in the sense of partnership is like, it's because I respect my husband. So I feel like a lot of, especially right now with like this narrative with women and stuff. Yeah. I respect what he says and what he thinks. And when he speaks, I'll listen.
Yeah.
You know, it's not this constant like pull, tug, fight. Like I know that he wants the best for me because it's the best for us.
Yeah.
So it's this weird thing. And I guess maybe too, because in June, my parents will be married 51 years.
Wow.
So
That's incredible.
insane. And
Wow.
trust me, with having my brothers and myself, like
Lot
they
of
should
work.
have been divorced. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine the stress that causes on a relationship just from your children, you know, because obviously lots of things go on and happen. But a huge one is communication and staying with one another when times are not the best, and being able to know that you have that unit. And that I think is not talked about enough, why marriage is so beautiful, or why I enjoy it, because I know that I have somebody that I can rely on no matter what, no matter
That's awesome.
what happens.
That's awesome.
You know?
Yeah,
That's how
I
it should
do.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're bringing kids into the world, you know,
Yeah.
you're going to face a lot of things that are going on. So
It's a crazy time to be a parent.
private school, private school.
The
Even
only
then,
option.
even then,
Not my kids. There was my son like picked also picked a very good college.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Baylor.
Nice.
You know?
Texas.
There was none of that going on at my
That's
children's
amazing.
school.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's crazy how they're grooming and what they're indoctrinating, and there's such a vulnerable age.
For sure.
So vulnerable.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They
And
have
you
no
think,
clue.
and you think
So-
they, you remember when you were 18,
Yes.
19, you think you knew fucking everything?
Dude,
Yeah.
I would be if I was growing up right now in
Ugh.
this day and age, I would be getting harassed telling me that I was born in the wrong body and I'm a boy. Because
Yeah.
my senior year of high school, I was still rocking a
Oh,
white
for
skater
sure.
and a sports bra.
For
I was
sure.
like the massive tomboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see?
Isn't that cool?
Well,
To rock a wife beater in a,
I
in a
mean, it
sports
definitely
bra?
wasn't because
and
all of
some
my girlfriends
Dickies?
were not. And I wasn't wearing the Dickies. But
That's what was cool in my era.
But
I
you know
never
what I'm
heard
saying?
Yeah.
But
like
like,
him out here.
if it was happening right now,
It's crazy.
I would have so many people being like, "You're probably just a boy.
Yeah,
it's
well,
okay."
I'm up and I mean, we're both California born and raised, and we're up and leaving to Tennessee in literally 10 days. I mean, I've left no choice.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
and I'm doing that to protect my children. I mean, there's lots of reasons, of
course.
course, but the main one is like, as a parent, my sole job now is to be the best leader for them
Yeah.
and to protect them and their
That's
innocence.
It. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
That's it.
And if you
That's
don't
it.
like
Good
it, you
for
can fuck off.
Yeah.
Good for
Honestly.
you. Good for you.
No, it's totally
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for real. Because in Canada, you don't have that right.
You're fucked in Canada.
Yeah, you don't
Weird
have that
shit's
right.
happening.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
guy Trudeau, he's a mess.
Yeah, I mean
God.
it's
scary.
It's scary
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
I mean I'm with you. That's why, you know, I was very protective of my kids and what school they were going to go to. And things weren't as bad when my kids
Yeah.
started compared to right now with my
Mhm.
kids in a high school. But both of my kids I'm really the two that just are in high school.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
their stuff.
yeah.
I had a win as a mom yesterday. I had a migraine, and so I picked up the boys, and I was like, "Mom, just so you know, Mama's not feeling well. I need low noise, you know." And my son turns to me and puts his hand on my hand. He goes, "I hope Jesus heals you, Mama."
Oh,
And I'm
my
like,
goodness.
"Oh,
that
my
is-
heart."
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
is so cool.
those little moments.
You
where,
see, that's
you
what
know,
it's
I'm
all
like,
about.
okay, I don't do great all the time,
Yeah.
but I think I'm doing all right.
How
as a
important
mom.
is God to bring that up to your children? at
It
a young
is.
age?
It's so important. And you know, whatever religion, you know, you have to believe in something.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a strict Catholic or a strict Christian. I believe in God, and I believe in good and evil, and I believe it
Yeah.
exists in this
Yes.
world, and I believe in a good moral compass. And as long as you can teach your kid good morals and values and have a foundation
Yeah.
of faith and family, like and that's another reason why we're moving to Tennessee. Like, I mean, there's this church on every corner, like there's a Starbucks
Right.
here, you know, and there's a foundation of faith and family. Everyone's got 3-4 kids. And if you have that family and that togetherness, I know it sounds
yeah.
cheesy, but
No.
like those ones go a lot statistically, go farther in life.
100%.
Statistically.
100%.
Yeah.
Tell the people in Tennessee you're not bringing California politics.
Oh,
with
I've
you.
already got a DMV appointment to change my plates, to change my phone number. As far as they know, I'm from Memphis, honey. I just moved here. I just relocated.
Ah, that's good.
Ooh, that was good.
That's good.
That was
I want to
good.
change the subject for just 30 seconds. I see your son, your husband was on New England.
Yes.
Did he get a ring?
Yes, he got 2.
Really?
Yes, we.
Did you not bring one for us to?
I
look
should
at?
have. I should have.
Come
You know
on,
what's funny is he
man.
literally has worn them like twice. He
I know,
never.
of
He
course.
is humble.
That's
Even
so
when he was
nice.
playing, when people would ask what he does, he would tell people he was like a trainer or a
Yeah.
physical therapist. He wouldn't even tell people, and he's so humble. I was just telling the
Oh.
story like when he was literally the year he got a Super Bowl. We were in the Bay Area where I'm from. And we, instead of taking even a Southwest flight, it was cheaper to take a Greyhound. And my ass was on a Greyhound bus when he's holding his Super Bowl rings. He's just, we grew up that way. Like,
That's awesome.
like it was just,
I love that
he's
guy.
and he's still humble as hell.
Good for you.
He doesn't need anything fancy. He's impressed by it, of course, but like, and likes nice things when it's there, but he
Yeah.
has no need or desire for it. He is a simple, you give him a jar of peanut butter
Solid
and he's
guy.
good.
Solid
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Good for
he's
you.
a good one.
That's so funny. 'Cause I wonder if my cousin's husband played for New England on one of the Super Bowls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he
What-
was Brian Schwenke.
I'm sure Tyler knows him. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
funny.
and it's a very small
small,
ancestral. I'm sure with like the any sport, WWE, anything. It's like everyone knows each other, whether it was college or
How'd you
professional.
guys meet?
I mean, the short story is at a bar.
Really?
Yeah, we were. So he was actually playing for the Pittsburgh Pirates for baseball,
Oh,
And
wow.
I
Whoa, so baseball and football.
He played-
The story's
so, yeah.
just getting fucking
I
better with
know.
this cat.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Man,
He's
you
got
really
a cool.
scored.
Yeah, I did. I
Good for
really
you.
did.
Good for you.
He
Nothing like marrying up, eh?
Yeah, right. I did. You know, I did. I really did. And I praise the shit out of my husband, and I know I'm lucky. He
is too. He is
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yes.
He so
sure.
Stanford was one of the only places that would allow him to play both sports. 'Cause
Yeah.
He loved both baseball and football. And Stanford. How are you going to say no to
You
that?
Can't.
So he got drafted for baseball and played over by Penn State, where the this is when what was that coach that when all that shit was going down?
Oh, yeah, Saban. Not Saban.
No, the one that was touching little boys.
He's gone.
Yeah,
That's
when
Penn
all that
State.
shit was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
down
yeah.
and
Yes,
they took
yeah,
down the
yeah,
statue.
yeah.
He was there for all that. Yeah,
He
which
was there for
nuts.
40 years. that
Yeah,
coach.
so then he came back because he's like he had like 2 classes or something to finish because he was on scholarship
Yeah.
to get a Stanford degree. So
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna go back, just
Good
play
for
football with
him.
the boys. Wanted to have fun. I'm not gonna have a girlfriend. I'm just gonna be with the boys. Literally that night he comes back. I was friends with the football players because I had lived downtown. We'd all go to the bars together. I was working in tech. And they're all pumped up and they're like, Gaff's back, Gaff's back. I'm like, who's Gaff? And he like literally turns around like John Travolta. And I was like, what's up? I'm Tyler. And I was just like,
Oh
like
my
just
God,
shut by
yeah.
Cupid. And literally that night, like from on, we've been together.
Oh, that's so
my
nice.
God.
God,
Yeah,
good
so-
for you.
And I just remember asking because I had no idea who he was. And I remember like, are you good? Like, are you good at football? And he's just said, I'm good. And then he ended up like getting drafted that year. And then we went to the NFL and
Wow.
had a journey.
It's pretty
and-
romantic. Even though it's from
Yeah.
a bar, it's a romantic story. You
Yeah, I
just
mean,
fell
it's
in love that
simple,
day.
old school, baby. This was
That
right
night.
when
Yeah.
apps were coming out. So I'm happy I missed that
Oh, good
because
for you.
I
How
had
long
to-
ago?
Yeah, same.
we've been together 11 years now.
Wow, that's nice.
Married,
So pretty well the
7.
same as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, which is a long time. So
it is a long time.
I'm proud
man.
of it.
It is
yeah.
a long time. Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
that's huge because also too, you stayed together and had to navigate. I mean, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Going through the draft.
College to NFL.
And then just like the constant, because being in the league and like what people don't realize because they see like the glitz
barrage.
and
Yeah.
glam,
Yeah.
it ain't glitz and
No.
glam for
No.
basically
90% of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like they get to see the ones that we see in the media.
Yeah, the
A
top
lot.
5% who are
exactly.
getting paid at 50
Yes.
plus $1 million. That's
Which
not
not-
all the guys.
No.
Every guy's fighting
but
for their
the-
job every day.
Every day.
The
Yeah.
league minimum's pretty good in the NFL.
It ain't
million.
bad. It ain't bad.
The league minimum.
But let
is
me tell you
pretty
what,
good in
when
the
we
NFL.
went back to baseball with the Pirates, he made $9,000 for his season, which is minor league. It was AAA.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
That's it. That's like it's slavery. It's like
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
wrong, and
Yeah.
you're working.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
not
All
like
the time.
WWE.
It's
and then
nuts.
not only that, you're especially in developmental, and then once you get to the main roster, even you're paying for your own rental
Yeah.
cars, you're paying for your own hotels.
Mhm.
The only thing that you're not paying for is your flight, which they're flying you coach, by the way.
Oh, he was
And
on a
that's-
bus
Yeah.
for like 10 hours, staying at the Red Roof Inn.
Yeah.
That
And
was
we're
me.
like,
on
oh,
live
good.
events, we would stay at, to save money. You know, travel with one of the other
Yeah.
girls, and then you split your
Get
room.
a
Yep.
double
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
2 beds.
There was one red roof inn that we stayed in, and I was like, "Bitch, we are not staying at
Yeah.
the red roof inn. This shit is like, I
Yeah.
don't know. There's
Was it worse than where we stayed in
Oh, yeah.
Florida?
terrible.
Really?
At least ours in Florida was all inside. This one is the
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yep. No, yeah, we did that for a year, and we're just like, because he'd be gone for 10 days.
Yeah.
I had 2 kids under 2.
Oh
We
my
were
god!
li-
So you guys okay? So you
we,
had
we went
kids
back.
right away.
Yeah, and we went back to baseball because he had basically like he had his 3rd knee injury, and
Yeah.
that's again things people don't see, and like
Totally.
just the heart that's taken out of it. He thought baseball would be easier on his body, and so yeah, I had 2 kids under 2. We thought it'd be easier, but he'd be gone for
Yep.
10 days, 13 days, and I'd be by myself.
Yep.
By the way, we're back at Penn State living in the dorms.
Yep.
I'm on a pleather mattress, like dorm mattresses,
Yeah.
with no TV for the whole season. And so we're like, you can't pay me enough money to like have this life. And to each their own. If that
Yes.
works for you, amazing. But for us, we're a little codependent. We're definitely obsessed with each other. We just like to be with each other, you know?
I don't call that. That's not code. That's love.
Yeah. And for
People
me,
get codependency confused with
Yeah.
love. That's it. They
And
do.
and there is
when,
a difference.
When your love is bad, it's
Yeah.
called codependency.
Yeah,
When
true.
your love is good, it's called normalcy.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
love
fucked
it.
up.
It
Yeah,
works
yeah.
for us.
You know, good
and-
for you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's been a
And
journey.
look at you, 10
I-
years,
I-
you're still smiling, you're glowing when you,
You know
talk
what?
about it.
I agree.
You know
I
what I mean?
actually agree with Shane on this. It's only codependency when it's bad.
Yeah.
when
and
things
really
are falling
unhealthy.
apart,
That's a good-
and you
I
guys
like
are
that.
holding
Yeah.
on no matter what, when you really should be getting treatment yourselves.
Yeah.
That's codependency.
That's called codependency.
Yeah, when you're fighting.
If it's working, it
Yeah.
is not codependency.
It's not. You're in love, and
It's
you're
love.
10 years. She's smiling.
If
at
you're
her
happy-
kids, you know what I mean.
I
She's
know.
all about it.
I still like him.
I still like him.
I still like
That's
him.
awesome.
Well,
So does it.
especially if you guys are talking about possibly doing baby at number 4.
Yeah, that's a big step.
Yeah,
though.
it's a
I
big
was gonna
one.
do 4,
You got 3?
3.
Everyone stops at 3, and there's a reason
There's
for
a
it.
reason.
And my thing is like logistically, that's where I get nervous because I want to make sure I give my
It's
kids
a whole new
all-
car.
Yeah.
It's a whole new
Yeah.
environment.
I just want to make sure I give my kids and my husband and myself
The attention.
the attention and
Yeah,
time that everyone
yeah,
deserves. So we'll see. We'll see what God wants. And
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have 3 healthy babies. But I think I'm a good mom. I love being a parent.
Oh my God, you
know?
are.
I love it. I love
get to see snapshots of you online, and it's like you're an amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I think there's like this weird, I on one end, I love that people are speaking out about postpartum. Absolutely. This is different from like just the everyday
Sure.
life of motherhood. But like
yeah.
I'm going to have wine mom. Like, oh, my kids are a mess mom. I'm a hot mess mom. I'm like, that ain't cute, girl.
No.
Like, talking shit on your kids ain't cute.
Yeah.
You don't want to have kids? Don't have them then. That's fine
Right.
too.
Yeah.
But like, some of us like it.
I like
Yeah.
what
It's
you're saying.
hard sometimes for
like what you're
sure.
saying.
Not every day is like fucking
Yeah.
butterflies,
Yeah.
but I like it. So you talking about that you need wine to be a mom, like
That's fucked up.
it's not cute.
No, it's really
It's not a good look for you.
Sounds like alcoholism.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Just have a quick
Seriously.
drink before I can go talk to my kids right now.
Yeah.
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 You know?
Also,
That's-
it's like, wait,
that's
what does that
alcoholism.
say? That means that you're not parenting that well, because if you can't handle these
Well, you're-
little,
Yeah.
like
You're just
you're
not
the
dealing
one that
with
you're the boss.
Yeah.
You're just not dealing with life very well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're having internal issues if you need to put any type of substance in your body
Uh-huh.
to deal with any situation that's happening
Yeah,
in
it's
life.
no bueno.
Yeah.
No
I
bueno.
agree.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing, I think, with the parents and the moms. It's like it's become normalized, and like there's this humor around it to be like, oh, I need, a pill, or I need the
Yeah.
wine, or I need this. And now we're normalizing it.
Yeah.
So if you don't, it's almost like what are you taking? It's like nothing, working out.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I look at
There you go. That is actually the
I'm eating healthy.
Right.
that's the prescription that we need to be giving everybody, and that's what we're about over here.
Walk.
Is a healthy
Fuck
lifestyle.
You-
Like, what are
yeah.
you putting in your
Yeah.
body?
Uh-huh.
What are you listening to? What are
Yes.
you
Yeah.
What are you
looking
watching?
at? What are you watching?
Yep. And that's what people forget. Like we have so much access to amazing medicine or things that will give us. If you need energy, you don't need Adderall. You need maybe some green tea, or you need to go outside for a run and get the
Yeah.
fuck outside and get some sun.
Yeah.
Like we spend 90% of our time inside. That's
Yeah.
Yes.
gross.
That's bad.
That's gross.
I had that talk with my son yesterday.
It's
I said, Bro,
gross.
you cannot play video games for 3 hours every night.
Yeah, and
can't
the
do
the
it.
iPad thing,
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
that
kids.
too.
It's fucked up.
It's
Yeah.
so fucked up. And
Yeah.
you guys talk about addiction. That's an addiction.
100%.
That's an
Yeah.
addiction.
Yes.
The devices, the social media,
Yes.
even as adults, like the dopamine,
Yes.
like our brains are not literally biologically wired to handle that much information.
Totally.
And we're just, I challenge anyone listening, go to look at your screen time. That's your problem.
That's your depression.
It's not
right
your
there.
ADD or
No,
your depression.
it's not.
That's the
I agree.
problem. You have to go back into these layers and look, like
Yeah.
you were saying, what kind of food are you eating? Oh, are there a shit ton of seed oils in that?
Yeah.
Like, is that why you feel lethargic and that's why you think you need a boost? No, you're eating shit, you're not working out, and you're on your phone for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Try going back to
Yeah.
those issues.
Right.
See if you can fix those first, and then see if there's any other thing that you might need.
It's so
Yeah.
true.
Old
and
school.
Yeah,
For
it's not
sure.
that hard. I mean, it's
Really
hard. But
not.
I guess it's hard.
Oatmeal,
to say,
egg.
No,
Yeah.
It really,
it's-
truly,
You know, brown
it really,
bread.
It's
it really,
simple.
truly
It's
is
simple.
old school.
is.
I mean, it's the stuff that people used to like for food.
Yeah.
What did people eat? 50 years. No,
Yeah.
we got to go more than 50 years ago.
Well, no, it
They
goes.
really
We gotta
don't know.
go
50's not bad.
1950.
Yeah.
No, you got to go back to like 1950.
Yeah.
1960 and 70s, they started doing stuff to
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
And then really in 1990,
They fucked
really
it all
fucked
up.
That's when they introduced canola oil.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm like. Okay,
It didn't
but-
exist before
As
that.
an
by the way.
excess preservative.
Yeah.
They used to throw
And
it
they
away.
put it in everything.
They used to throw it away. They wanted to find something to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, you know
And
how
here's
there's so
what they
many
did.
protests going on?
Yeah.
I'm like, everyone should be all in where we're getting sold the same exact product that is illegal to be sold in like
Yep,
Australia.
Europe.
Yeah.
So like, why is that happening?
Yeah.
How can Kellogg's or whatever sell the same thing that Americans are consuming, but
They
then
can't sell it.
mix
They can't even sell it
No.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is a huge problem.
Which also, again, if you go backwards, that you have to ask, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Is it for shelf life? Like, or is it this sick, you can call this a conspiracy theory.
Dude, I'm with you,
Yeah.
girl. I'm
Or
with
is it
you.
this sick thing where they want us to stay
Fat,
fat,
stupid.
stupid, obese, and infertile?
Yes.
Like they want that because if
called-
there's a problem, well, they have a solution to sell you.
They have a solution to
Yeah.
sell you, and they can also see it also
Control.
makes people weak,
Mm-hmm.
and weak people can be controlled.
Yep.
Yes.
Strong, healthy people cannot be controlled.
Yep.
Because we
Think for yourself.
think for ourselves. Thanks for helping me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the exact word I was looking for. We can think for ourselves. You know?
Yep.
How
They don't want that.
amazing. They
They
do
don't.
not want
They don't
that.
want that.
They want you to conform and
Yep.
follow whatever their objective or they're wanting to do.
Yeah, and there's a reason for anything they're pushing, there's a reason for it. And like you said, like the things you're seeing in the media, like maybe you don't see around you, but they're pushing that. It's a narrative
Sure.
because there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
They're prepping you for something. So they're mentally preparing your brain as little as you can think with a foggy brain with the shit food and the pharmaceuticals you're having, the lack of exercise, the staying inside in front of a screen.
Totally.
They're brainwashing. Most people are fucking sheep. And that's what I learned through COVID. And I know this sounds terrible, but I learned most people are fucking stupid. They're sheep.
Yes.
And most people are stupid. And you have to, like, once I learned that, honestly, it actually put up a lot more patience for me to understand because I'd be pissed off at
Yeah.
people. Like, why aren't you doing this, this, or this?
Yeah.
Or why aren't you thinking that? And I'm like, well, most people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And most people are scared.
They're
It,
scared.
like COVID proved
Yes.
how fearful people are
Yeah.
of everything. Like
Everything.
literally for me, because like I worked in an industry where we had to go to work.
Yeah.
I had to help people from really dying from
Yeah.
the disease of addiction and
Yeah.
fentanyl.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to get up and I mean, I got to though.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get up.
What a great
and-
attitude to have, by the way.
and face those fears. Like it was kind. I mean, I even got a little. I was like,
Yeah,
whoa,
for the first
I didn't
6
know
weeks.
there was
for the
nobody
first,
out
like,
on the
4 or
streets,
6
but
weeks,
me
it was like,
in
wait,
San Juan.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Is this real? And then as soon as like the 4 weeks or whatever, I can't remember exactly how long because at first Jonathan was like, oh shit, I guess this shit is getting kind of crazy. And then obviously, after I think the 4 or 5 weeks that it was, that's when it was like, oh, this is fucking a joke.
Yeah. It's a joke.
Especially when you saw it in California, I was like, oh no. This dude is locking us down to control us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and this is where, thank God, we had Joe Rogan's podcast at that time.
Well, thank
God.
God he actually.
Is alive.
That's what I was saying, dude. Like, we got to protect Joe.
Yeah.
Because
Hashtag protect Joe.
seriously, because honestly, if it wasn't for him being able to have not only like different people on his platform, because it is so large, and have actual doctors and people in that field speaking about the COVID and the vaccine and all of this like crazy stuff that we're hearing in our news, there would be it would not be good.
Well, and thank God for the people that listened to him or that were just open-minded and like stood strong on certain things and had a voice. Like the amount of times I was canceled or had people in my DMs being like, unfollow, canceled, you're X, Y, and Z. It's like, I feel, and this might sound cheesy, but I feel like God has put on my heart that I have a voice and I have to use it. And I need to, and I make sure I fact checked. I'm not right all the time. I know I don't know everything, but I'm eager to learn, and I'm always going to challenge the norm of what they're pushing because I don't trust it. So if there's an alternative route or if there's a healthier route, like I'm going to take that route, or I'm going to at least share my journey in taking that route. And my goal always is to not be scared, because I'll say something or have an idea like, wow, I can't believe you said that. Wow, you're so brave. I'm like, the men fighting overseas are brave.
Totally.
I'm not fucking brave because I said I didn't take the vaccine. That's not brave. But in today's day and age, it is that people are scared because they're scared they're going to lose their jobs. They're scared they're going to lose friends or family. Like, that's sad. That's normal. And we're okay with not being able to use our voices. This is fucking America.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. We have the most freedom in the world.
100%. And it's like, dude, how did we get to a point where people were literally faced with, am I going to be able to provide for my family, Or do I have to succumb to doing something that I don't want to do by taking a shot that I don't believe in? That right there is wrong. The whole point of living in America and being here, the whole reason my mom came from Mexico into this is for the opportunity to choose and for a better life.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden that was like,
yep.
gone.
I will say the good in that is that people woke the fuck up. It took them a lot of people time. There's some OGs like myself that I gotta say, but people have woken up, especially in the last year. So I'm hopeful, not to put a pun, but I'm very hopeful that a lot of people are waking up to the bullshit. So I hope they vote accordingly.
Well,
Republican.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not, I voted. I'm not going to say I didn't vote for him twice, and I think he's an awesome guy, and I might name my 4th child after him, but vote Trump.
Fuck yeah, vote Trump, bro. Are you kidding me? Shit, that's the only way. But I want to tell you something. You remember when I was growing up, the old people said, wow, it was better in my day. Now we can actually say that. It was better 25 years ago.
It was.
Mental health is on the rise.
Yep.
Everything bad.
But you know what's sad about that?
Yeah.
Is where we are now was built on the backs of those people to give us the luxury that we have today, and we have taken advantage of it. And now using it against ourselves by saying, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, I have addiction to this, and all of, where it's like, dude, looking back, they didn't even have where we can say Siri or Google. It was like encyclopedia. I remember having the
encyclopedias in the library. You have to go to the library, check it out, go to the printer, a dictionary. Like all of these things that are a luxury because of on the backs of the people that came before us. And then here we are today talking about things that are nonsense. It's spoiled. It's a bunch of
what's that saying? What's that saying? Hard times make weak men.
No.
No.
Yeah, hard times make strong men.
Yeah, and then
weak times make weak people.
So these are weak times. I mean, we made it pretty easy for our kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what's going to happen? But what's going to happen though is it's going to get really hard for them. Like really, really, really hard. And there's a pendulum swing.
Like the 20s, all like the Great Depression, maybe. Who knows what's going to come?
Well,
I mean, like you like the Civil War. If you want to, it's that crazy.
That's the scary thing, because Jonathan is like a really big history buff and a nerd. So it's like people, regardless of where you lean, whatever, do your own research, especially historical research, because the biggest thing, especially like Maoist China and like things that happened, where now they're trying to like get rid of history, which is nuts, but divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. We're all on the same team. We're in America.
Yeah.
Like offense, defense. We're on the same team.
Yes.
We're going for the same goal.
On that point, if anyone's listening, well, obviously lots of people are listening. I just watched Turning Point on Netflix. It was a good documentary with the Cold War, and I'm watching it. I'm like, this is literally fucking happening right now.
I know.
This is like part 2, baby. Like,
it's crazy.
So yeah, it's a crazy time.
All of this stuff has been written, and I mean, it's either been written and it's been tried before. All of it, and it's crazy that because it's multiple things happening to us. You've got the divide and conquer here, just in the United States, but then you've also got. You have China doing a very, very, very old school war tactic of killing off the age group of people that actually go to war with us, for us, with the fentanyl crisis. Because did you guys ever think in your lifetime that the number one cause of death would be for people 18 to actually 45 would be a drug called fentanyl, or any drug at that matter?
I feel like I didn't even hear about that until a few years ago.
Yeah, it's the number one cause.
It's the number one cause of death, and now it's being laced with everything's being laced with
everything
it.
has it.
And it's small, and this is like because as a mom, like I get nervous about this stuff. Is like I remember in college you did Adderall, like that's like, study time, but now that's being laced.
I know.
And kids are dying.
Yeah,
they think they're taking a prescription medication and it's being laced, and they're dropping dead. And that's someone's daughter who hasn't even lived her life yet.
Totally.
Yeah, and is not a drug addict. Well, and that's the thing, is like a lot of people that are uneducated in what's happening they're still uneducated in it. They think it's, they're just killing off addicts. No.
Yeah,
the bigger percentage of people that are dying are innocent people.
Yeah, the one-timers, the two-timers, the three-timers,
and
the weekend people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I used to be a weekend person.
Yeah, of course.
And
I mean, anybody and that's where
a lot of people are.
Yes, especially when you're in that age, like college years, like that's where I get so kind of like to parents, especially because they want to have this like naive sense of their children, when it's like majority of people when they are in college at some point in time they are going to dabble with like a recreational drug.
For sure.
Whether that's ecstasy, whether that's Molly, whether that's taking Adderall, whether that's taking
cocaine.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what's scary, is that you thinking that you can go to a rave or go to a club or go have a weekend with the girls or guys and have a little fun. You're rolling the dice.
You're rolling the dice every time. Because in California, and especially Orange County, and this is facts from the Orange County Sheriff's Department, 7 out of 10 pills are they're not laced. I want to be clear. They're not laced with fentanyl. 7 out of 10 pills are fentanyl.
Jesus.
They are made to look like Adderall.
Where's
ecstasy,
this coming from?
Xanax.
China to Mexico.
Well, it goes to the precursors are made in China. China has
no one's died from, and no one's dying in China from fentanyl.
You know how many people died in China in 2022?
God, what?
0. 0 people died from fentanyl in China.
So, okay, I have a question too about the immigration, because you see that it's not just people from Mexico, it's people from, everywhere. The Middle East, Iran. I just saw we have like over 10 million people that have entered just this year.
And how about the scary one is, how about the ones that are like Chinese that are military age and they're living right back?
Yeah, Joe Rogan's podcast, man. That's what made me
too.
It's like, whoa.
So this isn't just like Mexicans coming over here to work.
No.
Like, no, this is like warfare, like you're saying. There's strategy here.
There's strategy.
So they're killing us through fentanyl.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
And
I have a question. Are we just like opening the fucking door for them, by the way?
We are. And
who's letting that happen?
Our government.
Exactly my point. It all goes back. Like, you got to peel back the layers and all these things. There's no border control stopping these people. No. That's what's blowing my fucking mind. They're letting them fucking in with the drugs and killing our people.
Yeah.
Why? That's my thing. That's what I can't answer.
Totally.
Why?
They're yeah, I can. That's the
the
question of the day. Why would our government?
Because they're making money off of it. Because you guys already know, the sheriff said there's like 9 things that have to get done for anything to actually like fall into place, right? So it's like there is money getting made at every level, at some level, and that is why things are getting allowed to happen the way that they are.
Let's follow the money.
That's it.
It's fucked up.
It's corruption.
Yeah.
It's pure corruption.
I know.
It's gnarly.
But on another note.
I mean, we could talk about our government and how corrupt they are for for quite some time.
Totally.
I recall seeing a post on your Instagram about, were you with Dr. Drew?
I was. It was awesome. He was so cool.
I wanted to get into that too, because your supplement.
Aventera.
Yes.
So I went on Dr. Drew, which was kind of a pinch me moment because I grew up watching him on Celebrity Rehab.
Totally.
Loved that show. I loved like Celebrity Rehab, Intervention. I loved all that stuff.
What about going back with Dr. Drew on Loveline?
Oh yeah. He's, by the way, he looks great, and he's like 60 something.
Yeah,
he looks amazing.
We just saw him like
months ago too.
Yeah.
He's so kind. Like looks at you in the eyes. Like just
Cool
really
dude.
warm. I really enjoyed hanging out with him. So yeah, back in 2020 during COVID, we actually got around the table as me and a couple buddies, Tyler's friends from high school, and we were all just talking, and like we got on the subject of college and what we did and partied and Adderall and just kind of, you grow up and you realize like it's not cool. It's not cool to do drugs, Right. And we were just thinking like how cool it would be if we had that without the anxiety or that cracked out, the lockjaw, all the dry breath, like all these yucky things that came along with it, depression. What if we had like a natural, more holistic way to do that? And it's 2020, so we had time. No one was really working. Our buddy had experience in the supplement industry. So we said, fuck it. Let's create something. And Tyler is like crazy with supplements, and he wants to know the ingredients of everything. So he was the one that like really made sure we had the right ingredients, L-theanine, green tea extract. So things that would give us a natural boost, but not have those negative side effects. So we created within 6 months, Aventera. It was me and 3 buddies, me, Tyler, and 2 high school buddies. And it just kind of took off slowly but surely. And I mean, the ads really did it because we really tried to sell it as a more holistic approach to Adderall, and people loved it because they hated Adderall. Once you kind of wake up to everything that's going on in the pharmaceuticals, like that is a blessing with all the craziness is people are waking up to big pharma and what a fucking scam it is. Yeah. And so people, once they start to question, they want to look for different ways. And so we provided that. That's like our hero product. We've got other products as well. But I mean, I had it this morning. Any day I need like a boost, but I don't want to feel gross. Yeah. That's what I take. I mean, the Adderall prescription, I mean, I think it's up like 4x over the last 4 years. And mind you, it is most prescribed for people ages 5 to 24. This is something also what's in it is amphetamine, which is part of, gosh, I have it up. It's like a phenylamine, it's a long word class, which has meth and MDMA. Yeah. It's the same class as meth.
It's like cocaine.
It's literally it's legal meth.
Yeah, it's legal meth.
It's legal meth. And we're prescribing this mostly to 5 to 24-year-olds. Yeah. Our brains aren't fully developed till we're 27. So we are biologically fucking with kids. And then we wonder why they have all these issues. We are biologically fucking them up. Yeah. Most of these kids don't even have ADHD. Right. They just need a hug from their fucking mom who's working 40 hours a week, honestly. Yeah. Like there's other avenues, like we were talking.
It's funny you said that just now, because when I brought up that there's no two people in the family anymore. Kids are suffering on that extent as well. Yeah. There's no more love.
No. And especially in California, it's tough. And I get it. People have to work because of the cost of living. We're living in Biden's America. I mean, people can't even afford groceries. That's the harsh reality. And so both parents need to work, and we can go back to like our, conspiratorial government, but like get the parents out of the house. Now we can really control the kids. Right. Now the kids have issues. Now the kids need a prescription.
And now counselor at school.
Yep. And now that they have,
once you need a prescription at that age, you can end up needing a prescription for life.
I was just going to say that. And now, because I have an Adderall prescription, now I have anxiety. So now I need an anxiety prescription. Oh, well, I also have depression now, so I need a depression medication. And now you have it for life. You've got a lifetime customer.
So you've got Adderall, you've got
to get up,
Xanax to get down,
the Xanax to level you out,
and then you've got somebody give me a antidepressant.
What's the
Zoloft.
Zoloft. Everyone's on Zoloft.
Zoloft.
Yeah, I know. It's gnarly. It's so crazy.
And did you know that you can change or get the proper chemistry back inside of your brain by what you put inside of your mouth?
You can get it back? Like, you mean through food?
Yeah,
eating meat.
Same with getting sun.
Getting sun, working out.
And here's the thing. I love what you were talking about with the pharmaceutical, because there's all these other options to like well-being now, like peptides and stuff. And what's happening is the pharmaceutical company is seeing that these peptides and all of this stuff is working. And they're working for me. Shout out to Transcend, because,
Are they trying to shut it down?
Oh yeah.
Of course they are. Anytime they try to shut shit down, I'm like, I should probably take that.
No, and Ernie, the CEO of Transcend, we had him out here as well
on the podcast.
He had to go. He was in Washington because they're trying to like basically shut down anything like something peptide or holistic or natural that anybody can do. They're trying to shut that shit down.
And I'm living proof. And I don't know, probably them, but my blood work before I started the Transcend protocol, because you have to get blood work, right? You got to get your blood work done. Yeah. Then I get my blood work done. My cholesterol's fucked. My everything is fucked. Yeah. Like I was not well.
Yeah. No, you were not well.
I was not well.
No, you were not.
How bad you were until.
And 2 months on the Transcend protocol, 10 weeks, second blood work panel. Fucking
levels are normal.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing.
The only things that I changed was, and I had already changed my food before. The only thing I changed was I added these peptides to my life.
Wow.
So the food and the peptides.
That's incredible.
And my blood work is like a 25-year-old healthy
That's
man.
Incredible. I mean, how many times do you hear people who have prescription, because this had happened to me and my dad, like the doctor will put fear into you and say, well, you need this. Of course. You have to have this or you'll die. Or you'll have a heart attack. You need this. It's like, do they need it or do they not need to stop eating shit?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, my blood pressure was 168 over 101. which is a high blood pressure.
And a doctor would have given you a pill
They
for that, right?
They prescribed me
Yeah.
a pill. I took it for 2 weeks, and I was coming to work, and I was falling asleep
Yeah.
at work, and I said, "Fuck that! I'm never taking that again. I'm going to figure out a different way."
Yeah. And
On the day I
Yeah.
got my blood work, my blood pressure is literally 122/72.
Wow.
Literally perfect.
Yeah.
Have
Good for you.
I
That's
gotta get
actually
me some
insane.
peptides.
You got
Yeah.
well. We can
Yeah.
send you the
Yes.
link to Transcend, and
You have a discount code?
No, but I'm gonna like the.
we should have a discount code,
Oh,
Yeah.
we actually should.
Yeah.
like a friends and family
Yeah.
discount code.
Yeah.
Can you call Ernie?
Yeah, I will. Ernie.
Ernie.
I want to get selfish for a minute here.
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way. What are the chances we could get your husband on here?
Oh, he would so love to come on here.
Seriously?
Literally anytime. He's
That would
awesome.
be awesome. I know. Well, I know he is because of
He's-
you.
No,
because you're cool.
He changed my life.
God.
Like, I don't want to say he saved me. Like, he's not like
You
Captain
could say
Save
it.
a
You
Ho,
could say
but
it,
like,
though. You could say it.
he changed my life.
Good for
He's
you.
definitely like,
God.
he's very militant. I think Jonathan, it sounds like
For sure.
that too. Like,
Oh yeah.
no excuses.
Mm.
Like,
None.
figure it the
No
fuck
Yes.
out.
nonsense. Yeah.
Like just complete ownership.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I adapted that because I grew up, like, kind of had a victim mindset. Like, this is happening to
Wow.
me, or my family or whatever life. This
Sure.
is like, well, if this didn't happen, or I'd look at other people who appeared to have better lives, like,
Sure.
oh, well, it must be nice if your parents were rich, or it must be nice if this, and like, what a victim mindset that was. And when I met him, obviously it took time and did work, but I shifted. I'm like, fuck the victim mindset.
Wow.
It's on me to create the life
Wow.
I want.
So nice for you to say that because it's refreshing when a woman or even a man says, you know what, I need that. I need
Yeah.
her. I need him because I'm lacking in certain areas.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people today are saying, fuck, I don't need that.
I don't need no man.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
I'm
know.
good.
Yeah, you.
know.
By the way, those ones who are yelling in a screen and saying "fuck men" and all this, I'm like, yeah, you seem real happy.
Right?
Totally.
I know.
I agree with you in the sense of like that's how I feel about Jonathan as well. Is like I need it. I need that type of personality and man that's black and white.
Yeah.
Yes or no. He always tells me no nonsense.
Yep.
Like don't have
Yeah.
time for it, and it's just
Smart.
very very much this way.
Militant, just like she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
It's we always say figure it out.
Yeah.
Just figure it out. Like, we got a lot of shit going on. Well, figure it out.
Yeah.
You're just gonna figure it out. And then, like, even small things, like, you going to the gym today? I'm like, I don't really want to. I have to do this and this. He goes, well, you said you were gonna go, so I was just checking. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, now I gotta
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And then I'm happy I did. You know.
Yes.
So the small things, even, it's just complete ownership. And
Yeah.
once I adopted that, it's interesting. Once you realize you're not the victim, and once you realize you have the power to control, create the life that you want, you're unlocking a superpower.
Yes.
You're truly unlocking everything
Yes.
great that's happened in my life happened after I met my husband, and I can say that confidently.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And-
powerful.
It is. It's very fucking powerful, and I accomplished more in the last 10 years than my whole life.
Yeah.
And more since, honestly, I call myself semi-sober because I have a lot of respect for the sober community. But last January, I did the 75 hard. Didn't make it, self-admittedly, but they did. Andy Frisella's
Yeah,
75 hard,
great.
and I did because I always
Fantastic.
I always thought I was myself like, well, I'm functioning. Like, I always got good
Sure.
grades. I always was, great at sports. I got a lot of shit done. But once I stopped drinking and stopped smoking weed, because that was like my thing. I was like,
Yeah.
I need weed
Yeah.
to go to sleep. I need weed to calm down.
Yeah.
And I didn't need it. I found out I didn't need it. I actually needed to stop doing it.
Yeah.
And once I stopped doing that, I got more done in 6 months than I've gotten done in the last 2 years. I mean, the mental clarity alone was like a natural Adderall. Once you get rid of the poison, because people forget alcohol is the number one drug.
Dude.
Aside from fentanyl,
Yeah.
obviously, like
Yeah.
it is the number one drug. It's a drug.
the
And
number-
we've
Oh, yeah.
normalized
It's
it.
worse.
it's actually worse for
Yeah.
your body and your brain.
Your
than-
brain.
than
Anything.
fentanyl,
Yeah.
meth, all of them. It is a poison to our
It's a
body.
poison.
And you're right. It is the number one
Yeah.
most consumed drug out there.
And
the
we've
world.
sexualized it through
Yeah.
advertisement. We made it look
Glamorized.
sexy. We made it
Yeah.
look
I
I
glamorous.
mean, yeah, it
It's-
caused those that glamorization of
They did a good
alcohol
job.
They did
made
great.
me. I allowed that
yeah.
to infiltrate me,
Yeah.
and I relapsed, thinking that
You were gonna
things
have
would
that
be
life.
different this
Yeah.
time. Like, I thought things would be different. I was like, Chad, before you got clean and you you didn't have anything, but now you're successful.
You can have a drink.
You could have a drink.
Yeah, it's sexy. You can have a drink out. Yeah. I highly suggest the book Alcohol Lied to Me by Craig Beck. And if you have a 90-year-old vision like myself, the audiobook is great. He's got a great voice. Amazing book. And it talks about alcohol and just like how it is a drug and it fucks us up. And the mental clarity, and that's why I say I call myself semi-sober, because I respect the process. I have friends who I've gone to AA meetings, supporting friends, and I'm just looking around. I'm like, these people will literally die if they have another drink. So, and I respect the process that they're going through. But once I got rid of alcohol, it was just, I felt like I had unlocked another superpower, the mental clarity and even just the ease of anxiety. Because I used to go out to dinner, I'd need like 4 drinks just to get maybe a buzz. So I just kept going. And then I'd be hungover. I'm a mom. I can't do that shit anymore.
No.
And I actually look at it when people say they're sober or they're not going to have a drink. I'm like, good for you, dude. Like, one, it's not easy. Especially being around the pressure, because it is so sexualized and glamorized and it's normal to do. Like, or people ask you, why aren't you drinking? Like, what a fucking question. Fuck off. But it's the mental clarity. Like, if you can try, I highly suggest it. It's incredible. The mental clarity is just worth it alone. You'll get so much shit done, and just the anxiety, even like the smallest things, I'd get anxious. Like, I have loads of laundry to do. It's like, even that, I'm just more go with the flow and chill now.
No, I mean, a huge one is what was still open during COVID. Everything else was shut down.
Isn't that it? They shut down churches. They kept open the strip clubs and the liquor stores.
You could go to a strip club during that time?
I think so.
Why didn't someone tell you?
I don't know. It's been a minute.
Oh, I was married. There's no way I'd go to the strip club during that time.
My wife, I haven't been to a strip bar in 18 years. Make it 20. But
I mean, just that alone. Church closed, liquor were open during COVID when everything
says a lot.
Yeah, liquor stores were open.
A
liquor store was not what do they call
it?
Essential business. Grocery store, yes. Liquor store, no. But they just sell snacks, beer, and cigarettes. That's not essential.
But they stayed open in all the churches and other small businesses.
I mean, not right there. When they shut down churches, like here's the thing. Like, if you want to, we're fucking adults, and if we want to come in contact with each other and potentially kill each other, that is our God-given right. It's our God-given right. Like, if you're like, I'm like, hey, you want to go meet up at church? And you're like, yeah, let's go to church. Okay, well, there's a potential that we could get sick and expose each other. Are you cool with that? Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's our God-given right.
100%.
That's not the right of that's not the right of the government to tell us, no, I'm sorry, you guys can't do that.
No.
And if you want to be scared and stay in your house, and stay the fuck in your house.
Totally.
Yeah,
sorry, that was my stand the whole time.
Mine too.
Yeah, do what you want. If you want to wear a mask, you go right on ahead and wear that. But that's on you.
In your car.
Don't
by
tell
yourself.
Yeah, by yourself. Yeah, you do that.
Boy,
that's on you.
We really ruffling it up in this one.
We like to do that.
You know what's weird though, you guys, but I think it's so nuts, and Jonathan laughs at me because it's like in 2021, that's when I went back to WWE, so it was like a very crazy time that no one was flying airports. It was bomb flying because nobody was there, and you had like a whole plane all by yourself. It was amazing. But during that time that I was on the road, staying in different hotels, up in Florida, wrestling with obviously other people, training before I went back, and not one time did I catch COVID. Not once.
I didn't get it the whole time either. I got it for the first time because I take magnesium every night before bed, and I never wore a mask even in the airport. Everyone stared at me like an asshole. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing this. First of all, if you really care about health, you'll do your research and see how many fucking germs are in that nasty ass mask. And you're gonna get yourself sick, and then you're staying inside and not getting sun, and you're not working out.
All your nasty
you're ordering DoorDash and you're drinking. Like, that's why you're sick, bitch. Like, so I mean, I never got it until my magnesium ran out and I got it, and I survived.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? I took it every night, and then I ran out and I was on vacation, and then I got it. And
how weird. I know Jonathan references me like, oh man, here she goes again, because he was like, you're just out there raw dogging life.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I am.
I haven't been sick in like 2, 3, 4 years. I mean, I missed mental health days, but I had never caught COVID, nothing. No, my wife 2-3 times. And I still kissed her when she had COVID. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I got the original COVID, and I was pretty sick, but not like I was sick. I ended up with a cough for like 3 weeks. That was pretty gnarly. But I was really only sick for
A couple days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Like where if it would have been the flu, I would have been back to work on day 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what we always say. Like, remember the olden days when you got sick, you stayed home a couple days, you had some soup,
Yeah.
and then you figured it out.
That's some Prices Right, some Campbell's.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
Campbell's
Campbell's
noodle
soup.
Yeah.
Campbell's chicken noodle
Yeah.
soup.
Yeah.
You rest
You know?
for a couple days, and then you're back.
Yeah.
Have
Crackers.
some water, some saltines.
Some crackers and
Saltines,
Sprite.
yeah.
For your upset stomach.
Yeah.
And that was it.
You called it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old school, baby.
Yeah.
People are soft.
I know.
Soft.
People
Yeah.
are soft now.
Totally.
It's because and they're unhealthy because of all the medications that
Yeah.
they're on, you know, and
Yeah.
who knows what this was really truly about. Like I'm a conspiracy theorist, big time. So
Well,
like
you know
I
the
could go
difference
back.
between conspiracy theorists and everyone else is that then the truth is about 6 months. So far we're like 84-0. All right.
Right?
So you're
true.
like so you're like, was this a test run?
100%.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
was this just a test run? They locked down practically the whole entire world
Yeah.
No, that's
over a
crazy.
fucking
Like how fucking powerful
over
is that, by the
over
way?
yes, over a virus that is truly no more deadly than the flu. The actual
Statistically, by the way.
statistically, the death rate is almost identical.
And especially to the age groups as well. So we shut down schools for kids, but they were practically unaffected.
They
Which-
never tell you. We don't like. It's not on the news that 60,000 people die every single year from the flu. Did you know
Right,
that?
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
But nobody else knows that.
Yeah.
The COVID freaks don't know that.
Yeah. Well, how about all of the sudden adult death syndrome, all of that happening,
good.
especially among healthy men and athletes? If you look at
yeah.
statistically,
Are we talking about the shot now?
Statistically, by the way, I just want to confirm, statistically, more people died who are elite athletes. So,
Yeah.
Young,
Yes.
very healthy, elite stature in the last 3 years of cardiovascular issues in the last 3 years more than the last 60 years combined.
So I'm wondering,
What happened?
There was
Yeah.
2 people that I'm very curious if they got what can I call it? The shit,
The jab?
the jab. There's 2 people. Darvin Ham from the football.
Yep. But
Oh,
the Bills?
The
Yep.
Bills, where his heart
How
just
fucking
stopped.
scary was that?
That was so scary.
I'm curious if he's vaccinated, and then I'm also curious if
Of
LeBron,
course
He
he
is.
was.
The
yeah, 'cause
NFL made you.
LeBron's-
Yeah.
And then
LeBron's
I'm also
woke.
I'm
The
also,
NFL made
I'm
you.
also curious if LeBron James's son,
was jabbed
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. LeBron, please.
both
Yeah.
of them
Come on.
had
Yeah.
Yes.
basically heart attacks.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And
Yes.
I,
Did you see how they called the guy in the NFL though? It was like, oh well, if you get hit,
That's what they're.
well,
they
NFL's
stop
got
it.
the best PR in the game. They try to keep it clean. They were all hush hush. They didn't talk about it when it was very clear what happened.
Aaron
Like,
Rodgers stood up and did
Love
He was
him.
the only one. Shout
Well,
out to Aaron Rodgers, fucking gangster, dude.
Yeah, I love him.
Like
I love him.
he,
Do you know that RFK asked him to be his VP?
what?
I'm pretty sure he just said that on a Carson interview. Yeah, I'm.
Oh my
I,
God,
you have to
really?
confirm, but I think which would have been great, a better choice, honestly.
That's hilarious.
But I love Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers.
I mean, good for him, for being able to, because he got so much hate and like
Yeah,
things were getting it was terrible.
yeah,
But
I'm a pure
Okay.
blood over here, so
same.
I'm
Yeah.
pure blooded too.
That's like my fear. I always tell my husband, I was like, if anything ever happens to me, I need a blood transfusion. Like, you need to get pure blood for me. Like,
Yeah,
that's the other thing. People are just giving blood and like, what's in
Dude,
it? Like,
right?
I don't fuck around with that. I'm
I
good
know,
over here.
I
I'm gonna
know.
keep it clean.
I'm sorry. I will only take unvaccinated blood.
yeah. Who's
Please.
this bougie bitch in the hospital on her deathbed?
Right?
She wants a specific blood.
Yeah. You know what? I would rather die than to have your contaminated blood.
We were wondering, we're like, I wonder if like, like when you go to a sperm bank, like, is it worth more if you're unvaccinated one day? Like, like, is that going to be a better sperm?
I need to call them up.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. Though. Did you about all the women that were having like issues with babies and because of the It's crazy.
I know. Well, there's studies with like miscarriages and stuff like that. And then you can go even a step further with like the birth control. Again, this all goes back to big pharma. Like I think that they are the people in charge who are running shit. It's a $1 trillion industry. Like all these issues that we're talking about lead back to big pharma. Yeah. All of it. And it all leads back to money. It's all about money. Money is the devil.
And guess who?
Follow the money.
Guess who Fauci got most of his money from? Big pharma.
Mm-hmm. Duh. Of course.
I mean, all the ads that are on even just any news.
Which are illegal in the rest of the world.
That also
again, they should be telling. This is illegal in the rest of the world.
Totally. And it's like 90%
my favorite
to you by Pfizer.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about these ads though is like, it cures what's that thing thing
psoriasis.
It cures psoriasis, but may cause sexual dysfunction and or
heart attack, death.
Heart attack and death,
liver failure.
Which, by the way, psoriasis is a huge ad right now because that's an effect from the jab. So it's one of those things where you just keep selling, like just like we're talking about Adderall that causes anxiety and depression. It's like you keep selling a solution to all these side effect problems. Yeah. So then you have depression as a side effect from psoriasis, and now you need depression medication. Wow. It's sick. And most people are sheep that we go back to, so they buy into all this bullshit.
Including doctors.
I know.
It's like, how many doctors are that freaking... I mean, these are supposed to be some of the smartest...
Have your best interest. Yeah.
Men and women in the world.
Yeah.
American doctors are top notch.
And do you know that
truly,
so they study in medical school how many hours they're supposed to study on nutrition is only 10 to 20 hours their whole career. So when you go in, they want to sell you something. They don't want to fix you. Yeah. They're reactive. They're not proactive. They want to do surgery. That's what they're trained to do.
Totally.
That's why I like your friend. I like your friend, some Dr. Lyon or something like that.
Oh, Gabrielle?
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's Western medicine is great if you're dying. If you get in a horrific car crash.
It's there for a reason. I agree.
So
we have the best emergency medicine in the world.
But for preventative, for doing anything that requires anything other than a pill, not the best.
I have to give a shout out to someone I really look up to and has become a good friend is Callie Means. You guys should look on having him on. He's created a company called TrueMed. And so he's on this mission to get doctors to prescribe you things that aren't in a pill form. So if I'm a doctor and you've got heart issues, maybe I prescribe you a Peloton. So now insurance is going to write that off so that you can work out. Or he'll partner with food companies. So like alternative, more holistic health. So I'm like, that's what it should be. We should tackle all of those things that are in our control first before we go to big pharma.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
it's for sure.
Those are like the simple things that we talk about all the time. It's like, how much sun are you getting? Yeah. How much screen time are you on your phone?
But most people are lazy and stupid.
It's really hard. Yeah. I'm gonna give you an example. So in the substance use disorder and the mental health treatment industry, we have to call in to get authorization for days. Mm-hmm. So you call in for detox, that's fine. Okay, boom, you get that. That's not really a problem. But then residential treatment. So inpatient residential treatment. Mm-hmm. What meds are they taking? Has the doctor talked to them about medication assisted treatment such as Suboxone or some of the other ones? And if the answer is no, or the answer is they're not on meds, okay, well then they don't need any more days. So they literally are almost forcing us to put them on medication to authorize more days.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow. That's gnarly.
Because if you all of a sudden go into treatment and then you start getting
better,
and then you start getting rid of the pills that you are taking, then insurance is like,
it doesn't make sense to me though. I guess what in the long run, so that would cause the cost of insurance to go down. So if everybody was healthy, our insurance premiums would go down, which they would end up making less money. But so there's this like, okay, let's keep everybody sick, so that the insurance premiums continue to rise every day.
Yep. Yeah.
And then let's kill off the addicts who are using it and abusing it too much. And hopefully you'll find a bunch of people like us who are paying the, the highest premiums in the world for the best health insurance. But guess what? I rarely go to the doctor.
Oh, I try to avoid it at all costs.
I do. I'm like, because I'm gonna go there and die.
Well, I went to I was interviewing a doctor, and I was like, "What are your thoughts on seed oils?" And he was like, everything in moderation. And I'm like, you're a doctor and you're telling people seed oils are okay. Like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, we grow up thinking doctors know everything. But someone was like, well, it's called a practice because they're still practicing. I'm like, wow, I never fucking thought about it like that. No, like, they don't know everything.
They don't. And especially because things are changing and constantly evolving. So technically by the time they get out of medical school, they're already behind.
Yeah.
And so they have to, if you're going to a good one that is like staying with it, they're constantly researching and studying the latest things that are coming out.
Yeah.
And half of them are not.
Yeah. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
It's hard to find. That's why, it's a gnarly time in health in general. I feel like I don't trust anyone.
No, and it's like,
I do old school
stuff. You have to be your own advocate.
You have to. Yeah.
And you have to do your own research, and you have to, if you hear one thing, well, how about you go and do your own little, and
just do your research. That's all I can advocate, is do your own research. Like, my daughter's sick right now, and my girlfriend was like, are you going to take her to the doctor and give her, just a round of steroids? And I'm like, fuck no. Like, antibiotics to me is like a gun, like, I don't want to have to use it, but I'm happy it's there if I need to.
Right.
And I, never want to abuse it. And that's the thing with the antibiotics. What people don't know is if you use it to a certain point, it actually causes depression.
Oh.
And you can become immune to it as well.
Yes.
So over time, if you're using it anytime you have a little cough, and by the time you're 40 and you really need it for something coming your way, and now I know people who are literally immune to it, and they've had cancer and they can't take antibiotics or any other medication. So I just think there's a time and place to use it. And so with my daughter, I was like, I'm going to give her a humidifier, get good rest, give her water, give her protein.
A lot of love.
And she's going to build up her immune system.
Yeah.
Our bodies are so fucking powerful, and people forget it. They're so powerful.
They really are. And we abuse them.
Yeah.
Ourselves. Because of the luxury that we have.
But thank God for people like you, honestly, who are like having these conversations and bringing so many issues to light, because back to, how you started this, as social media, it can be a negative place, but it is such an amazing place to share and share information and share stories. And you can find out so much and learn a lot about health on social media.
For sure. And there's like so many outlets now that you can get information in a positive form, where obviously there's always so many like pros and cons, but you can also navigate that yourself because you have control over what you're looking at, so it's like,
to a certain extent, I mean, sometimes you gotta go to the right platform, because you could, this podcast right here. Not that I think that it will, but this podcast right here could easily get banned by Google. Yeah. But we'd be fine. We'd be fine on Spotify.
Yeah.
So that's why we grow both platforms, right?
Yeah. That would be really.
Isn't that gnarly though? That if you say something that goes against, how many times?
Oh, this one would definitely not be able to be monetized.
Sorry, guys.
There's no monetization on this. On this one, we broke every rule.
I think I've dropped every word you're not supposed to say. But people just people want to hear that though.
Yeah.
That's why people like Joe Rogan, people hated him, and now he's the #1 podcast in the world. It's like people were saying things that people are scared to say. Yeah. And like I said that earlier, I feel like God put that on my heart to say things that other people are too scared to say. So many people are thinking like this and having these conversations in the privacy of their own homes, but are too scared to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to be the ones to say it.
Well, and I'm also tired of the nonsense where it's like, I'm pro common sense.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking idiot. Really. Some of the things that I see, I'm like,
common sense ain't common, girl.
It's not, which is so crazy, especially now where there is so much access to research and to get knowledgeable. It's just out the window.
Yeah, you got these people wanting to have, like back in the 60s, you had sit-ins, you had walk-ins, you had revolution. People now are looking for a revolution. They're burning the American fucking flag.
Isn't that gnarly?
You know what I mean? How do you have the balls to burn a
balls?
How do you have the balls to light a flag on fire?
Shame on us for allowing it to get this far, because that's really where it starts. Shame on all of the individuals that allowed, especially for one instance, the one case that I think my parents for sure, because my mom's a lunatic, is if there was a male changing in
fuck
my
no.
locker room when I was in college playing soccer. My fucking dad and mom would be down at that school in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Raising hell.
My dad would have beat up the parent of
Oh,
that,
for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
of that
Like,
child.
this is not flying.
No.
Well, and that's what's weird to me. How is this even an argument?
100%.
Y'all are fucking
I
pedophiles.
know.
Y'all are pedophiles.
Like-
that's what we call pedophilia, sir.
Totally.
Like, that's some sick shit.
That's how-
if you think that's okay.
They're trying to
They're normalizing
They're
it.
normalizing it.
Desensitizing
Yeah,
it,
because
yeah.
it's a slow process
Yep.
of desensitization.
Mhm.
Like there's things that from my era that I've been desensitized to, and it was a lot more. It's kind of the same thing. Which I'm not going to get into those things, but because I'll really get it banned.
I know where you're about to go.
No, you don't.
Don't go there.
But I'm not going there. But yeah, I mean, it really
slow
is.
process.
It's a
Yeah.
slow process of desensitizing us, and it stems from pedophiles at the very top
Yep.
of
Yep.
our pecking order.
They're all sick.
There's some
Sick.
sick motherfuckers up there.
Well, and because I talk about this with Tyler, and it's like, what do you get to that point where you're like, I'm gonna do this with kids, or
Right?
sex traffic and all these, there's Jeff Epstein, all those
Oh,
powerful
yeah.
people, and it's like it's a sense of power. It's like when you get to a certain level of power, you're bored with normies and normal, intimacy, and you do weird shit, and it's a power thing.
Yeah,
It's
That's why
sick
you
and
hear about-
twisted.
That's why you hear about just all of the weird stuff that goes on up in Hollywood.
Yeah, ugh.
Like
I'm happy it's becoming brought to
Yeah,
light,
yeah,
but
I
it's
can
sick.
I can tell you, and I'm not gonna say who, but there's an A-lister. He's an older person now, but I used to work at the Ritz-Carlton right over here, and married, beautiful, amazing wife, family, and when he would come to the Ritz-Carlton, he would always request a male massage therapist. As a matter of fact, it came out in the tabloids,
Oh,
Wow.
and he would
Damn.
try to have sex with the men
Yeah.
in that were massaging him.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure one of them did. And that's the one that came out in the tabloids.
Yep.
But yeah.
It's gnarly. It's a sense of everything comes to power money.
Yeah.
It really does.
Which I'm fine, like if that's like your jam, but don't pretend to be something else.
Yeah.
But not
Yeah.
not with pedophilia. I mean, that's where there's a hard line in the sand.
Yeah.
You fuck with a kid. I was molested as a child.
Oh yeah.
And that shit fucks you up.
And that's why I'm so psycho as a parent, and I'll take all the heat anyone wants to throw my way, because my sole job is to protect my kids.
Yeah.
Everything I'm saying, despite whether you agree with me or you don't like what I have to say on social media, it all comes from the place of I'm protecting my kids. And I believe as a parent, this is what's best for my kids. And if you don't like it, like I said, politely fuck off. But my job is to make sure they don't get abused. My job is to protect them. My job is to make sure they're in good positions and they're protected by people who have the same beliefs and values as me.
Totally.
And I'm going to do everything in my power to protect that, whether you like me or not.
That's why you're a good mom.
Oh,
And that's what is also, I think, lacking in the sense of, because of a million reasons. Obviously, like you brought up, California is insane to live here. It's so expensive. So now you have two parents that are
We're gone.
constantly out of the house, you
Yeah.
know, where it didn't used to be like that.
No.
I mean, I was fortunate where in the neighborhood that I grew up in, every neighbor, every kid, all the moms were all up in our business.
Yep.
Everybody was,
That's a blessing.
at
Yeah.
the time. I
Yeah.
used
You
to
probably
be
hated
"Shut
it.
the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Yeah. It's a
Go
blessing.
back inside,
Yeah.
Mrs. Besley. But that is dope.
Yeah.
Like to have other people, and also other parents could check us too. Like yell at us if we were outside running
It was
around
okay
and
back then.
being
Now
too
it's like,
loud
don't talk
or
to my
being
fucking
whatever.
kids like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll tell your
That's
kid
because
politely.
that's because the parents don't know each other anymore. Because
Yeah.
we all hide
That's
in our
right.
house.
That's right.
You know?
Too.
All
Like-
the parents knew each other, so it wasn't like somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, I take that in the sense of nobody was gonna be able to
Beat you.
smack me
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
hit me
yeah,
or do
yeah.
something like that. But it's
Yeah.
you can.
No, but they
don't
would
be
grab
rude.
you by your ear and
Yeah.
take you straight over
Oh,
to
for
your
sure.
parents.
Yeah.
Here you go. You
Yeah.
know what your son
No,
did?
this
Yeah.
little shit
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what this little shit did?
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
And then
Good
your
times.
parents would give you a good
Yeah.
whacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore, apparently.
I know.
Damn it.
Is it just the state of California or is it the whole country?
I said we're moving to Tennessee, okay?
I know. When are you officially out of here pretty soon?
Yeah,
11
in
days.
10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
11
God!
days.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm literally
Congratulations.
thank you. Half my house is boxes right now. So yeah, we're doing, and we're kind of laughing. We're like, we're not doing a go away party. We're like up and out of here. Like, peace out.
Yeah.
We're out of here.
The best
Did.
way.
Yeah. It's
Just up and out. Bye.
yeah, I'm used to it from just sports.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like I've been kind of like emotionally unavailable. I went from sports to just being a mom,
Yeah.
and so I've kind of been emotionally unavailable for years.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's all good. Like, I'm in my mom, I call it my lonely phase, and I'm just focused on my family, focused on work, and focused on using my voice, and I'm good with that. That fulfills me. So
When did you start to have your platform and your blog and all?
well, I would say like surface level and like on a more shallow level,
Yeah.
like in the NFL, I think people became
Okay.
curious.
Sure.
But that was like pretty pictures, glamour, stupid stuff. But then when COVID came around and I started to question things, I'm like, this ain't adding up too much.
Yeah.
I started to speak out. And I think a lot of people did not like me for that, but I think a lot of people did like me for that. And I just continued to lean in, and I'm leaned in more and more and more to who I am. And here's the thing, like, no matter what you say, 50% of the people aren't going to agree.
Yeah.
So you might as well live your fucking truth.
Yeah.
Like, why not? You know, people are going to like you, not like you regardless. So
Yeah.
be true to yourself. And so I've just leaned all the way in, and this is who I am. Take it or leave it. The people who love me for it, love me. And the ones who don't, like, it's all good. It's all good. No, that'd be weird if everyone liked me.
Right.
That would be a robot. If I, if we
sure.
all agreed on the same shit, we would be fucking robots.
Yes.
And like, I'm good with not being a robot, not being a sheep. I'm good with who I am.
No. I mean, I love who you are. I mean,
I really like her a lot.
I love.
I'm telling you, I
you.
already love her husband too. I can't wait
Just
to meet
wait.
them, man.
Every
It's gonna be
guy's got a
crazy.
crush on him. He's got to
Right?
come in before we
Yeah, for
leave.
sure.
We have to schedule like right away.
Let's do it.
He'll love you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys are right up
that'll
his
be
alley.
awesome.
God.
I know we're gonna have. We should have them on together.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
That'll
He
be
could take
fun.
your chair.
and then I'll take yours.
Touche.
Boom.
You are good.
No.
You know what?
Nope.
You can have my chair.
Thanks, Shane.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You guys are awesome.
Well, this has been a real pleasure.
Yeah, this is a good
Believe it or
one.
not,
Thanks,
this has
guys.
been an hour and a half.
Really?
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's
I could keep
awesome.
going.
Yeah.
I
so
know.
Well, I mean,
feel
I
asked more questions.
I know. I feel like
I-
I haven't even dived
Touch
into
the
half the
surface.
shit.
No,
that I
so
wanted
her
to talk
sports
about.
and about,
yeah,
the,
everything.
about the pictures and
Yes,
about that.
Sports Illustrated.
All
Hello.
that shit, man. Everything.
I mean,
So maybe we should talk about that within the next 11 days.
Yeah, get a husband's perspective. How about
Yes,
that?
let's do
Yeah.
We
that.
can talk on that.
Let's do
Yeah.
that. That'd be awesome.
That'd be
no,
cool.
but we have to have them both together because I mean, first of all, they're a power couple.
Yeah.
Second is their kids are beautiful. By the
Yeah.
way, like
I love
your
them.
boys are gonna be little.
I know.
heartbreakers.
Prayers
Oh,
are
good.
Like,
accepted.
legit,
Yeah.
legit. And your little girl, I
Ugh.
die for her.
Obsessed.
But yeah, I think that would be fun.
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
that would be our first like married couple too.
Yeah, power married couple. That's cool.
Yeah.
We had a non-powered married couple.
No, I think we did have a couple here before, didn't we? Oh no,
No.
two girls or two guys.
No.
We had two people here because we brought in a second chair.
We had two
Who?
ladies.
Two ladies.
It was before you.
before you.
It was when we were just the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
So now we're the three amigos.
Yeah.
Nice.
We used to be the dynamic.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, you guys are awesome. You guys
Yeah.
are crushing it. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of what you guys are doing. I'm
This is a good
glad to be a
time.
part of
Yeah,
it.
No,
this
So
I'm
thank
so
you.
excited
Good
to have
time,
you
man.
on.
Yeah,
and
it was
finally
really
get you here,
nice.
especially
Yeah.
before you're leaving.
Yeah, we're back.
Because you guys are awesome.
I'll research your husband.
Yeah, do the research on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to school Shane and be like, dude, bro, do your homework. Like, come on. Rookie.
Shane's gonna be like,
Rookie.
"Oh, you were in
you
sports,
were-
sports,
Yeah.
sports
I know.
Illustrated.
It's like
You were in the NFL.
after I had already told
There
him.
we go.
What team did you play for?
Unbelievable.
That's never a question. Yeah,
Never a question.
No.
I will say, because just on the Sports Illustrated, that was something I did. It's not who I am, and I don't identify as that. What I'm doing now and like my work now, like
Yeah.
that's what's important,
Nice.
honestly.
I know,
So
I know.
like,
Love
But I
that.
love Sports Illustrated. I think it's
Of course.
bomb. So it's like anything that
Does it still exist? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's gone a little.
I know, which is like nuts, but who cares? It's still like
still iconic.
Yeah,
It is
And
iconic, and it's a pinnacle of something.
and
It's a
also
root-
too, look, I've come to the point, especially for women. No, it's a big deal because women
Same.
always, I feel like, feel a little bit like bad about certain things. Maybe if they did stuff when they're younger, whatever. But at some point in time, we're going to be 70, and I'm not going to be in that bikini anymore.
Yeah.
You
No.
know who
No.
said it the best? It was Christina and Tom Segura, you know, his wife, the comedian.
Yeah.
They have a great show too. They're funny. She was like, take the fucking picture. Take
Yeah.
it now.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Take it.
I follow
And
this
she did,
one
she
model.
did, she took
She
it.
dresses really loosely,
Okay.
shows her ass off, shows her boobs off. And she says, "You don't like it too fucking bad because when I'm 80, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I work hard for this body.
Maybe it's the same person.
No, this one's Veronica. Her name's Veronica. I work hard for this body, and I'm going to show it off.
Yeah.
And whatever, man.
Respect.
Yeah, bro.
To each your own.
Yeah.
Also, I'm trying really hard, so when I'm 80, I can still wear that bikini though. So
Me too. You know what? Me too.
Yeah.
Transcend, baby. Hook her up.
Yep,
right?
transcend.
Hook her up.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
AJ ain't nothing but a number.
It's true.
Yeah, but we're gonna have you back for sure.
Yeah.
You're incredible. I
Like
love what
Tuesday
you're
next
doing.
week or Wednesday
Yeah.
next week.
Something.
Well, it's 10 days. We don't got long.
I know.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, it's done.
But
Wow. What a great
you're the
day.
bomb.com.
Yeah,
Love
you
you.
really are. You
Thanks,
really
guys.
are.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Keep
Two
doing it,
things.
keep
We either
doing your
need to
thing.
buy bomb.com or bring it back. I don't know, because bomb.com was actually a website and it was pretty fucking
You know what's
cool.
funny is
And you always say bomb.com.
I always do. There's a little meme from Celebrity Big Brother I did, and I'm literally saying I say-
Bomb.com.
Buy it right now because someone's gonna listen and buy that domain.
Yeah.
No,
Go
it's,
get it.
I think it was a site where people would post like bomb ass party shit.
Oh,
back
how
in the
funny.
day. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
In the
Well, I'll be
in the
looking
early
that
days
up.
of the
Second.
of the www dot
That's hilarious.
bomb.com.
Bomb.com.
All right.
But thank you
Peace
so
out.
much.
Thanks,
Yeah.
y'all.
Really cool. Thanks, Kristen.
That was so good, guys. That was so fun.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Yeah, you are.